to Seattle and Portland, which, oh my God, was such a life-changing adventure that I went on. And this wasn't necessarily planned out months in advance. It was more so like a calling. And even though this is a vlog, I'm treating this as like a vlog slash my own version of the Red Table Talk. So first off, I went with my good friend Mia. We had to wake up super early because we caught a 6:30 a.m. flight, staying on the Northwest coast for about a week and a half. We got there at around 11:30, and we just wanted to take that day just to relax, just in case we had jet lag. So we just did some sightseeing for that day, and boy did we sightsee. The scenery and the nature there was breathtaking, oh my God. I personally am attracted to places that are bustling with people, full of nature, full of lively events, and that's exactly what Seattle is. And it's interesting because as I was walking through the neighborhoods, there were a lot of narrow pathways. You would walk down a street thinking that it would be the end of a street, but really you would see like another pathway that turns into another street. It was just super cool. There were little hidden gems like all over. And that just shows how much more there is there that we didn't get a chance to explore. And
we out here trooping. Seattle has so many cuts and pathways you wouldn't know about. I love it.
In the past year, I've grown immensely and met and grew relationships with amazing people and made loving and learning about myself and life a priority, which I'm still on that journey. The journey doesn't stop, which is one of the reasons why I went to Seattle and Portland. And even though I stayed there for about 2.5 weeks, it did change me. It felt like a veil had been lifted from my eyes. And I felt that before also when I went on a family vacation a few years back. And being with Mia, a friend that I can also call a sister, and being in a space where I have freedom, that's big for me. I value relationships and experiences and environments that allow me to have freedom and authentic self-expression and change. And most importantly, the ability to try new things. And that's what I did when I was there. And it was liberating. I also like the fact that I was able to have my own space while I was there. Like, we did many things together, which was great, but there were moments where I needed to detach so I could be together with myself and my thoughts, and emotions, and spirit. Which, in one way, I do that by exploring nature, exploring new places. And having that balance is very important to me. And all of that gave me so much joy and excitement to explore and experience even more. I ended up going to this one cafe / restaurant called Cafe Flora, and oh my God, their sweet potato fries were so good, and they had this vegan brownie that was to die for. And yes, there are certain foods that I have to eat that are vegan because I am lactose and fructose intolerant. I forgot what the name of this rooftop bar was. Mia was the one who found this for us, actually. And they had the option for us to go at nights, which I bet it was really nice because supposedly there were strip lights, and I think a DJ was supposed to go there. But it was super nice during the daytime too because we had our own table, we had our own area, and we could go back to the bar as many times as we wanted. This is Cary Park, which is an extremely popular attraction, which oversees most of the city of Seattle, and in the distance you can see Mount Rainier, which, spoiler alert, I'm going to be visiting in my second vlog. I have very vivid memories of being a child and going to different restaurants with my family and requesting, well, asking, does this place have French fries? Because that's what started my obsession. Yeah. We are about to have ourselves a little art project fun. So we're at Park Place Market. We are going around and seeing what strangers would like to join us on our little art project. I have my canvas here can't see it that well, but we're creating an abstract painting, and anybody can make any design that they want to. The concept is just to express yourself and go with your gut and go with what feels right, because that's where creativity stems from. Person here. Baby, hi! And this is the start of our abstract painting of Mystique Art. Okay, I already vibe with it. That's such a pretty color. This is the final result of what she created, and it is beautiful. So this is a really good start. I like what she did with this a lot. It is magnifique. So we have Jacob here now, and we're not sure what he's gonna go with, but going with something. Okay, it's a vibe, it's a vibe.
In Seattle and letting people paint and abstract design, the goal is to express yourself and expect the unexpected.
During the art project, it was very gratifying, mostly because it was spontaneous. I did not plan to do something like that when I went there, and as I continued on with that purpose, I grew more and more excited about it. And sometimes knowing how things work is nice and all, but sometimes not knowing is what gives life color. And it's that childlike wonder that ignites the imagination and cultivates fresh and creative ideas. And that's something that resonated deeply with me.
Day 2 of letting strangers paint abstract designs on my canvas in Seattle, Washington. Looking good, however, OMG, it's hot ASF.
This was Washington State Park, and I feel like this video doesn't do it justice because I ended up taking more pictures than I did videos. It was breathtaking here, the views were amazing, and I ended up meeting up with Maybe, which was super cool. I loved her energy, and this was the last place I went before I went off to Portland the next day. And as soon as I got there, it was actually a lot bigger than I even imagined. And I didn't get a chance to explore it in its entirety. It was still very beautiful though. I would 100% would go back.
I don't really like the rain. Any cold, wet thing. I just...
Guess what? We're going bungee jumping.
Feel the thunder, shake the open ground. Won't give in, I'm fighting for the crown.
This is literally insane. Look at this. I'm about to jump off of this. Oh my god.
Got a feeling, shiver in my bones. Something's coming, but nobody
sweating so much right now. I went 4 times. Oh my god. And I'd do it again. This is Portland, which took about a 3-hour drive from Seattle in total, which wasn't too bad. We slept most of the way. And by the time we got there, we were just ready to unpack and relax for the next day's activities. And I don't know about you all, but something about windy highways and passing by super pretty architecture with loud music blasting just hits the spot.
Going to the Common House.
This is the famous Con House, and we saw tons of people going here on TikTok. We were like, oh my god, we have to try this. We couldn't fully go up because there were restrictions due to privacy matters, so that's why we just, as soon as we saw it, we just had to turn around soon after. It was still nice to see it in person though. There's cameras here. Oh, fuck. Afterwards, we ended up exploring other areas of the neighborhood, and the houses were really cute. They were really quaint. And soon we got tired though, so we had to end up calling an Uber, which we ended up waiting a super long time for, surprisingly. And by the time we got one, this happened.
My Uber driver really said I ain't taking no chances. Never seen something like this before.
I believe this is called the International Rose Test Garden. I went here alone and it was beautiful. The vibes were high, the people are super friendly, and just like many others, I'm sure we all wanted to take some flowers home with us. We could not. But I would definitely come back here again. Being surrounded by this natural beauty brings about such a calmness and rejuvenation to me. And it gives me a new sense of purpose almost, because it allows me to see things through a different perspective and a new lens. It's sort of hard to put into words, but being surrounded by that makes me feel alive. This is the Lansu Chinese Garden. It was everything I expected it to be and not to be. We saw koi fish, we saw different Chinese architecture, art, and it was very informative. We ended our tour with the tea house, which had many ancient herbal teas and cultural foods such as dumplings, tofu, wonton, and chicken, which was very good. They give you the option to sit out or to stay in. We chose to enjoy the sunshine, and at the register they even give you the option to purchase custom-made artifacts. Before we left, I found this book that had a few quotes that resonated with me. It said, "Remember, dreams are the seedlings of realities, and it is often from the fertile soil of failure that they grow. Sun, storm, drought, let these sculptors do their work. Your work is to grow." This is the last adventure I went on before returning to New York. This is Multnomah Falls, and it is also a very popular site in the Northwest region. It has 2 drops, and it was named according to a legend of the local native Multnomah people that tells the story of how a beautiful maiden sacrificed herself to save the tribe from a plague by throwing herself from the top of a cliff. And the tribe was saved, and a creek formed at the top of the cliff, creating Multnomah Falls. If you can see in the distance, there are little pathways where you can walk all the way up to the top, I believe. I walked a